What's up everyone, welcome to this video, and this time we're going to review Klaus Augenthaler, the new player in eFootball from Bayern Munich, the central defender. As you can see, Klaus Augenthaler, 182, so a little bit on the smaller side for a central defender. Player ID is built up, and as you can see, he has some very good defensive stats here. Now let's have a quick look here at the progression points. Now the basic build for this guy is 4 in dexterity, 4 in lower body strength, 8 in aerial strength, and 15 in defending. But as you can see, he has some very good passing stats already, and his defensive stats are very high. So I decided, okay, I'm going to take one away in defending and give it to him in passing, to make him even better in passing. And if you do that, as you can see, you can get him all the way to 84 in low pass and lofted pass. And because this guy is on the smaller side, he's not a destroyer player ID. You want him to be able to move up the pitch, and giving him the ability to pass now with 84 is all of a sudden a very good passer for a defender. So we're going to try him out like this, and we're going to see exactly how he performs on the pitch. So let's have a look here at the booster. First booster is shut down. I did not have an extra booster to give him, but if I had, I would also give him shut down. And you know, with that you can get his defensive stats all the way up to 100 and over in tackling. And now let's have a look at the player skills. He comes with the following player skills: one-touch pass, through passing, man marking, interception, blocker, aerial superiority, sliding tackle, fortress, which is his special player skill, acrobatic clearance, and fighting spirit. Now he already has all the skills that the defender need, you know, man marking, interception, blocker, and sliding tackle. He even has aerial superiority, so that makes him a threat in the air. So really the skills that he has, they are already enough for a defender. Now if you're going to give him some extra skills, I would go with some passing skills. Things like a low lofted pass and weighted pass. Like this, he already has through passing and one-touch pass. He's going to be very good as a passer, and because we're giving him extra point in passing, now all of a sudden this guy, he's almost like a midfielder. Even though he's a central defender, he's going to be as good as a midfielder in passing. Now after that, one that you could give him is heading. Because he has aerial superiority, he's going to be a defender after all. So giving him heading is going to allow him to be better in the air. Definitely something that he's going to be liking because of his small size. Now, the next one that I would give him would be probably outside curler, because if you go here and you see his non-dominant leg precision, it's only medium, and its usage is rarely. So he's never going to try to kick the ball with his left foot. And because of that, he's not going to be able to, you know, do those passes with his left foot. So giving him outside curler is going to allow him to be a little bit better, and especially if you make him a very good passer. Now with outside curler, he can get these passes from the outside of the boot, do these through passing straight for the attackers and trying to find them in the space. Now the last one, after that, basically he has everything that he needs, right? And the last one, I would give him either captaincy, because, you know, why not? You get this guy and he can be your captain, or gamesmanship. Now, gamesmanship, you don't always get a lot of gamesmanship skills. So sometimes they're pretty rare. Maybe you don't want to give it to him. But because he's on the smaller size and there's a chance he gets pushed off the ball by an attacker, if you give him gamesmanship, then he's going to be able to get the ball if someone does a shoulder charge on him. But okay, now we've said all that. Let's take this guy on the pitch. Let's see how he performs. All right, we have Klaus Augenthaler now playing as a build-up central defender.
They can spring out of defence. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning.
Barella. Oh, easy pickings there. It's hit the crossbar. Hits one. What a wonderful
Who is
goal.
that?
Well,
He was
that's
just
very much
defended.
Changed the complexion. It's also changed mindsets and moods in both teams, and it had to be him.
Terrific goal. What a super sharp finish.
Oh, what a touch.
And it
I mean,
was
how good
Augenthaler.
was that? Poetry in motion.
He lost the header against Alexander-Arnold, and now you see why this Augenthaler guy, he's actually pretty bad. If he's gonna lose a header in this position and concede a goal like that, then this guy is just not good enough to actually play in defense. He's too small.
A 1-0 lead established.
He's been shifted off it.
The attendance for this match was 28.
That tackle was certainly sturdy.
Beckenbauer, as always.
Botafogo still have the cards to affect this game.
Yeah, and I think if you're looking for change in a tight game like this, Peter, it's all about getting...
That's a sharp pass. Ooh, nicely aimed pass. Mbappe!
Alright, so overall, this Augenthaler card, not impressive at all. I was quite disappointed. To be honest, every time there's a defender and he's on the smaller side, especially if it's a central defender, then you know he's not going to be capable to actually defend against taller players. But here, Augenthaler, he actually lost a header in the box against Alexander-Arnold, who's not even that strong or that tall of a player. He is a right back, and Augenthaler as a central defender could not even defend against him and gave the ball straight to Mbappe in front of the goal. And so that is basically the weakness of this card, of this Augenthaler card. He is too small. He comes from an era where it was a different era of football where you could be a smaller player and be a central defender, but today it's not possible. And in this game, it's not possible either. If you are a smaller player like that, you're not going to be able to defend properly in the air. And Augenthaler clearly showed that he couldn't handle the job. Now, perhaps if you play him as a sort of defensive mid, you can give him a position item to try to move him up the field. Then perhaps he's better in that position. He won't be the last player in line of defense having to make that header, and there will be someone behind him to be able to, patch up his mistakes. But, overall, this Augenthaler card, obviously, he's the least interesting player of this pack, even though he's a new player. Well, as a defender, he just doesn't have what is necessary to do the job. And so I would say this Augenthaler, if you do this pack, and you get the other two, Beckenbauer and Petricec before him, you don't need to go all the way to get Augenthaler because he is not that good. And when it comes to smaller defenders, someone like Fabio Cannavaro, for example, yes, perhaps he's not that tall, and if you match him against tall players, he's not going to be able to do the job either. But against smaller player, Fabio Cannavaro is going to be very good and very efficient because he's very fast, very mobile, which is not the case of Augenthaler. And Fabio Cannavaro also can jump very high, which is also not the case of Augenthaler, and we definitely saw that on the goal. So overall, I don't recommend this Augenthaler card. But the other players of this pack, I have to say, they are very good, and Franz Beckenbauer, really impressed with that guy. Anyway, thank you all for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all on the next one.
Hit me with that like, and sub to the channel. Hit me with that like, and click the effing bell. Click that bit, alright. The algo recommends, for she don't like. The algo knows you well. Hit me with that like, subscribe to the channel. Hit me with that like, and click the effing bell.